Yo, what's up, guys? So, today we're talking about the gyms. The gyms are back. We are back from lockdown. Ooh. So, I thought I'd just do this video just to talk about my experience of going back to the gym for the first time in the UK after lockdown has been lifted and just kind of spell out how it is, see what they're doing to try and help us through this pretty tough time, and whether I think it's a good idea or not, and will I keep going? So I've been to the gym twice since they opened yesterday. So obviously went once yesterday, once today, and they're really there's really a big effort and things are different. They're really trying to make things as safe as they can, and I can truly say that. So I'll just walk you through like what my experience was, and obviously this is only for the gym that I've been to. I know that pretty much all gyms that have opened are doing very similar things from what I've seen, but I can only comment on what I've seen. So first of all, and you can probably guess which gym I go to once you see this, but now they've introduced a scanner, so you don't even have to punch your code in or touch the door when you go in. There's a real emphasis on minimizing any kind of unnecessary touching or contact with the physical environment. So you just go on your app, get the code, scan it, and the door's open and you go in. First thing that you notice as soon as you go in is there are hand sanitizers everywhere. Like literally every 5-10 meters, there is a hand sanitizer. And that's great because we know the most important thing to defeat COVID is to regularly wash your hands. So that's definitely a step in the right direction. Secondly, the space is organized completely different to how it used to be. First off, you can't use all the machines. I mean, every other machine is blocked out, especially the cardio machines when they're all in rows. And in terms of the weights machines, they're spaced out a lot more than they are, and they're all boxed around. So it's pretty clear where you can go and where you can't go. And as for the free weight section, every single free weight area is marked out. Every bench has a box around it. Every squat rack has a box around it. Even like the functional fitness area, the like open space where you can just go and do random stuff. There's boxes there, and you can only exercise within your box. And it works pretty well. I'll get onto that later, but so far it seems to work pretty well. The second thing is that, well, the second thing, the next thing is that as well as tons of hand sanitizers, there are loads of equipment wipes and sprays. And basically the idea is every time you use a bar or a dumbbell, exercise machine, it's your responsibility to wipe that down before and after you use it. And I'll emphasize here, it's your responsibility. So this really does depend on every single gym user doing this before and after they exercise. Like there's just not enough staff to chase around after everyone and clean the equipment in between every single set. Like it's just not feasible. So far, everyone's pretty much stuck to it. I'm not religiously watching everyone, but from my observation, everyone's wiping it down before and after they use the equipment. And I think that's good. I think that has to continue. And it's if you're going to use the gym, it's in your own interest to do this. So don't get lazy. Don't. I know it's a pain. I know it makes the sessions longer, but just wipe down the bench after you've put your sweaty butt on it. I mean, to be honest, you should probably do that anyway, regardless of COVID. But I know that we don't. But now, even more so than before, you've got to wipe down everything that you use. So that's pretty much what the gyms have been doing, and the staff have been out in force. Like the managers have been on the shop floor like yesterday and today to enforce this and make sure that everyone is sticking to it. And that is great, and it is so far it's working really well, I would say. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised because I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous about going back because people at the best of times, humans are social creatures. We find it hard to distance, and in the gym more so when you've got the adrenaline pumping and the bros slapping hands and getting the pump. It's kind of a recipe for disaster if you think about it in terms of COVID. But I'm surprised that so far everyone is really sticking to it, keeping their distance, and it actually felt quite safe. So overall, I've got a positive impression. One thing though, there was a significant difference between how I felt yesterday when I went and today when I went. And that's purely been driven by the number of people that were in the gym when I went at each of those times. So yesterday morning, I went like half an hour after the gym opened. Probably not the best idea considering that everybody has been waiting for this moment for 4 months. So going half an hour after opening time probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. But like it was busy. I'll tell you it was busy. And an interesting thing on the app is that the gym has the capacity and the number of people that are there at the moment. The idea is that it helps you decide when's the best time to go. And at this particular point that I went, the gym was more than half full. You think, okay, well, about half full, that can't be that bad. It felt pretty busy, to be honest. And I think the reason for that is that while a lot of people were not using the cardio machines, the treadmills were pretty free, the cross trainers, the exercise bikes were pretty free, the weights area was pretty round, I'm not gonna lie. And it makes sense because in lockdown, people can still go out running, people can still go out cycling, so you kind of don't miss that so much. So maybe all the runners are just out running and they haven't come back to the treadmill. Fair enough. But what most people haven't been able to do in lockdown is use weights. I mean, most people don't have weight machines at home. They don't have squat racks and weights to, do the heavier weights. So as soon as the gym's open, all the people who wanted to lift heavy and use the free weights, they flocked back. So yeah, the gym may have been at half capacity, but I think that whole half capacity was in the free weights and machines area. So that was a little bit disturbing, to be honest, just seeing how busy it is and the fact that actually people were waiting around to use equipment. And when you've got people hanging around and not without any purpose, that prolongs your stay in the gym. It increases the chance for interacting with each other and ultimately spreading the virus. So I think this points to an issue that gyms are going to have to be really wary of capacity, and especially gyms like the one I go to that's just a big box commercial gym. They don't really have a set booking system. They don't do classes. It's not like a CrossFit gym or a weightlifting gym or a specific strength and conditioning facility that's class based, and you can get people to book in and control the number of people at the same time. In a standard commercial gym, so far they haven't really controlled how many people are coming at any one time. So can you imagine peak time 5-6 p.m. on a weekday after work? Like that is going to be busy. I certainly won't be going then. So yeah, that's one thing. When will I keep going back, having seen what I've seen over the last couple of days? At the moment, yes, I will keep going to the gym, and partly that's just me. I mean, I love lifting weights. It's what I do, and if you're not a weightlifter, if you don't exercise in the gym, if you don't go regularly, maybe you don't get that. But it's just what I do. It's part of me. So yes, I will keep going back. Having said that, if I see that the gyms are getting busier and busier beyond the ability of the gyms to cope and to still keep in place all the hygiene measures, all the cleaning measures, or I see that people are getting lax. I mean, this is only the first 2 days since we've been back, so everyone's pretty motivated to clean their equipment after every use, wash their hands all the time. And, if people, me included, start to get lax a few weeks, months down the line, that's not a good sign, and I'd probably reconsider it at that point. And, COVID's going to be with us for months, years to come. So this way of exercising in the gym is not going away anytime soon. We're going to have to keep doing this. And, as I said, the staff and the managers are out in full force today and yesterday, but they can't keep that up. They've got lives as well. They can't be in the gym 24/7. So what happens when the staffing levels go back to normal and they can't keep an eye out on everyone and police the floor so consistently? Who knows? Maybe I'm being defeatist and people will keep this up and we will keep the gym a safe place. I really hope so, because I really want to keep going. And what about to those people who say that going to the gym in an indoor confined area, everyone's sweating away, is just too high a risk for spreading COVID? Like, I know some people have this view, and there will be people out there who haven't gone back to the gym who previously would have, and I get that. That's your personal decision, and I'm completely fine with that. That's up to you. COVID is still a little bit of unknown. It's been with us for a while, but we still don't know much about it compared to most other viruses and infections. And there isn't. I say this with a bit of a caveat, and maybe it's controversial, but there isn't any evidence that a gym as an indoor space is any worse than a restaurant or a shop in terms of risk of transmitting COVID. Maybe that's just because no one's really done the study. Fair enough. I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. But with the distancing measures in place, I don't see why a gym as an indoor space is any different than a shop or a restaurant as an indoor space. As long as people stick to distancing, stick to washing their hands frequently, then I don't see why it's any worse. Yeah, you can't wear a mask in the gym. Well, you can, but it's damn hard to exercise effectively while you're wearing a mask. It's really uncomfortable. And to be honest, I think I saw one person exercising wearing a mask out of 50 people that I saw over the last couple of days in the gym. So most people are not going to wear a mask when they go to the gym. But then you're not going to wear a mask when you go to a restaurant either. So again, swings and roundabouts. I can't say for certain that a gym is safer or not than a restaurant, but I think it is. They're making it as safe as it can be at the moment. So anyway, that's what I saw. Those are my observations of what the gyms were like the last couple of days since they reopened. What did I actually do? What did I actually lift? I mean, what do you think I lifted? I did some Olympic lifting. I'm a weightlifter. I'm a CrossFitter at heart. Considering I've been doing gymnastics and kettlebell swings for the last 4 months, I couldn't wait to get my hands on a heavy bar. That technique needs some work, but I'm pretty stoked with that. I worked up to 85 kilos, PB's 90, so I lost about 5 kilos of strength and a whole lot of technique. I mean, there's a reason the video of 85 has not gone up. I mean, that was a shoddy lift, but I made it. So but yeah, that's my thoughts. Till next time.